What up, what up, what up, y'all? It's Kilo, and we are back for another episode of the regular podcast on the regular network.
It's real.
What's his name again? Kilo?
Shout out my Kilo, man. Kilo in the mother building.
What have you done, sir? Nothing.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling today? Are you good? How you feeling tonight? Are you good? Did you have a good week? Did you have a cool week, solid week, calm week? Hopefully, everybody had a smooth week. I mean, I had one. It was cool. It went by very fast. Okay, went by very fast. I'm back in the gym on my regular schedule, so that's feeling good. I've been eating better. What I like to do, I like to make myself soups, homemade soups. This is a good way for me to have healthy digestion, for me to eat light, for me to eat very healthy veggies and meats. I like to put seafood in my soups. So, a lot of veggies. I do okra. I like to get some good okra in there. I do mushrooms, a lot of mushrooms. What else do I have? Different herbs. I just like the way I make my soups. My soups are great to me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else eats it. It's just for me. But I like them. Okay? Please make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you comment your thoughts below. Make sure you share. If you have some time, please make sure you hit that survey link. Let me know what you want to talk about, what you want to hear about, things like that. Shout out to Benny. Benny told me that we really need to think about picking another day other than the regular podcast release day and do a live stream, so that we can get back interactive with the people who like to watch and like to comment live. So I'm thinking about it. I'm really giving some real consideration to it. You know what I'm saying? Give me some time, because I want to figure it out when I can be consistent, because right now I'm studying to get a certification right now, a little tech certification. So give me some time. I definitely want to, keep the people engaged and things like that. Shout out to everybody who watched that video I did on Camp Creek Marketplace. That video got the most views that I've gotten in a while. You know what I'm saying? Video been up for a few days, like a week. And it's the first one that I did that got over 5,000 views in a long time. Okay, so shout out to y'all. Clearly people wanted to know about Camp Creek Marketplace. Okay, so I didn't even make a thumbnail for that video, which is crazy. The fact that it still went like that. I might actually try to extend the life of it and make a thumbnail just to get more life out of it. We'll see. Right? Shout out to all of y'all. Actually, we have a great interview on this episode. I had a few different topics I might have wanted to get into, but really, I felt like the interview was so good. I did an interview with a man named Jack Young, who was like a super manager in the content creation space. So anybody think about becoming a content creator, this guy is based out of LA, and he has been managing talent and managing content for years. He came out of the marketing world, the corporate marketing world, used to work with Adidas and Samsung and, you know what I'm saying, this whole James Harden campaigns and everything like that. So you're going to want to watch this interview that's coming up very shortly in here, because Jack Young, black man from Sacramento, California, has made a lot of crazy moves, and you definitely want to learn, because I was asking the type of questions that we can all learn from. Right? Stuff that I wanted to know, and stuff that I know other people that might want to get into content creation want to hear the answer to, so they can learn for themselves. Right? And maybe somebody might not want to be a creator. Maybe you want to be a manager in the content creation space. There's a lot of money in management as well. And he owns a content house. He owns a house that other creators live in and create in. So it's just too much game that we got into. And he was freely letting it be known, right? So it's a beautiful thing. One thing I did want to talk about briefly, it has come out that Cenat, one of the biggest YouTubers, or one of the biggest Twitch streamers in the world, Cenat is changing up his approach to content creation, right? So right now he is in a phase where he wants to relearn, or he wants to become more articulate, and he wants to increase his vocabulary, right? Amazing stuff. He's also been studying to sew, because he wants to start a fashion company, right? Clothing line, but a fashion company. He wants to be a fashion designer, or he has been designing fashion. I guess he's been keeping it hidden, or at least me as a casual fan, I didn't know about it, right? So I guess the rooms that he wants to go into and the spaces that he wants to see himself in he feels like he needs to get a little bit more articulate to get in those spaces. And I do not knock one piece of it. I see people trying to be negative about, so the content he's been doing this week and the last few days, he has been showing himself learning new words because he's been reading a book, right? So 20 minutes a day, he's reading a book, right? I'm sure many people have seen, there's been studies out there to show if you read just 20 minutes a day, you will increase your intelligence over time, right? And it's true, and I believe it. So what he's been doing is on his stream, on his videos, he has been showing himself reading. Very vulnerable. He's been reading out loud. A lot of the words that he runs across, he doesn't know the definition of. So he looks them up live on the stream and he says, oh, okay, that's what that means. And he keeps on reading. I think that's amazing because with a person with that much impact and influence, for the young people that are fans of him, let's just say he has like a few million young fans, right? Let's say 3, right? 3 million young fans. Let's say regularly 1 million watch him. 1 million fans regularly watch him at different times, right? Different videos pique different people's interest. If just 10% of those people take his influence and say, you know what? I want to get a little bit smarter too. Just 10%. We're talking about a few 100,000 young people saying, I want to take reading seriously. I want to take my vocabulary seriously. I want to be a more articulate orator, right? What if that many young people decide, I want to change the way I speak right now because my favorite influencer is doing it, and actually, I want to do it with him? What if Kai Cenat decides, I'm going to start a book club, and I'm going to get a bunch of my young followers to read along with me, and we all going to learn this stuff together, and chat. You know, he liked to talk to the chat. Chat, we're going to talk about these books in the chat, and we're going to talk about these books on stream as we read through the chapters. Now, if he starts to do that, you never know what can happen, right? And sometimes people will start book clubs because they're social people, right? So it's not that, hey, I'm trying to be a book influencer, but it's like, if I have people that read with me, it'll be easier for me to read this stuff, right? And I'm speaking for him when I say read with me. Either way, whether he starts a book club or not, the fact that he's doing it at all with that level of influence, with that level of vulnerability, letting people know what words you know the definition to and what words you don't know the definition to, some words you're mispronouncing, stuff like that, very vulnerable. I think it's commendable. The fact that anybody, because there are people finding negativity in it, the fact that anybody could find anything other than positivity or positive things to say about it, especially people in their 30s and 40s, I'm like, are y'all just destined to be negative with these young people? Is that what it is? Are you destined to be negative towards young people? Or is that your mission? Is that your purpose in life? Is whatever you see young people doing, you're going to be negative? I don't see how you could find fault in a young person, whether you feel like he's too young or not, or whether you feel like he's too old to not know some of this stuff. Whatever it is, he's young to me. Whether you agree that he should know some of this stuff or not, there literally can't be anything bad that comes from somebody reading self-help books 20 minutes a day. There's literally nothing wrong with that. It's not like he's reading politically radicalizing books that could turn him into something else, right? He's reading self-help content, self-help books. There's no way that you can get on your social media platform and say something negative about a young black man reading self-help to improve his vocabulary. That's really what he said the only purpose was. I'm trying to be more articulate. So hopefully some of you people out there that are finding negativity with this, hopefully you find a way to not be so miserable. Hopefully you find something better to do with your time. Some of y'all need to read books, some nonfiction books. And you need to also improve your vocabulary, okay? I saw one person post about saying that Kai was being performative, right? My response to that was, if there's anything to be performative with, is learning to read. literally, there's nothing wrong with being performative learning to read because the only thing you're doing is influencing other people to copy you, which is also going to read. You like, there's nothing bad. There's nothing bad that's going to come from somebody reading self-help books on the internet. Now, I can't say there's nothing bad that will come from it, but you shouldn't be able to dream up any negativity from this. And then the person that said that, they say that he's one of the guys that was pouring baby oil on himself outside of the courtroom where Diddy was found guilty and not guilty of a few different charges. The person that called Cenat performative for the reading thing was pouring baby oil on themselves outside of a courthouse. But reading is where you just got to call it out. A young black man reading is the thing you got to call out, the baby oil bandit. Come on, man. Come on. I'm not even the biggest Cenat fan, but I can't find anything wrong with what he's doing. So I don't understand. I'm never going to understand that part, the thing that y'all doing right there, right? Black History Month is coming up, y'all. If there's anything that y'all want me to talk about, any Black history figures that you think I should make a video on or do a topic on, just let me know. Put it in the comments, or you can email me at regpodcast@gmail.com. Let me know. From that Camp Creek Marketplace video, I connected via email with an architect. So hopefully I can line up schedule some time with the architect to get on here and we can chop it up, because I'm highly interested in architecture in and around Atlanta and in the South, period. Any cities that where black people really live at a lot, I'm highly interested in architecture in those places. So the fact that we have a black architect in Atlanta that has watched the video and that is willing to discuss this thing with me, can't wait to have that discussion. You know, I grew up wanting to be like an architect, civil engineer. It was architect. Then as I got a little bit older, I wanted to be a civil engineer. So I'm highly interested in the building sciences, right? Love it. Love construction, love architecture, love engineering. Anything related to building, I'm into it. Okay. So shout out to him. We definitely gonna connect, sir. Anybody else that works in this world, in the development world, architecture, engineering in the Atlanta area, tap in with me. I would love to, chop it up with you, see what you have going on. I can share. I'm in the construction industry. I've said that before. I just work on the corporate side. I'm in development, but I was in the sales side of it, right? So, not to delay it any further, let's jump right into this interview with Jack. All right, what's going on, y'all? We got a special guest with us today, Jack Young. How you doing, sir?
Hey man, I'm doing good, bro. Appreciate being called a special guest. You know what I mean?
Oh man, VIP. As far as content creators, this is a VIP interview right here, man. I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm real big on behind the scenes people. Honestly, I know you come on and off the camera sometimes, and people see your face. You might have some notoriety and visibility out here, but you do a lot more work behind the scenes, and that's what I'm into. I only have a podcast just because I like talking shit sometimes, but really I'm more of a producer type of person, and I like to do behind the scenes work. So can you give our viewers a quick intro of yourself, like where you come from, what's your background like?
Yeah, man. Well, damn, I'm trying to figure out where to start. I'm a talent manager. That's what I do. I have a talent management agency here in LA, and I work with a lot of digital talent. People might know back on Fig, with T-Rail, Smack, and Heather, as well as other content creators that I work with, from McQueen to Charcoal to School Swag Boy Q. A list of content creators out there who've been on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, man, that's what I do. And I have my background, like, I have such an interesting background, how I even got to this place. I moved to LA in 2015, and I
Well,
work in
hold on.
advertising.
Let me stop you real quick.
Okay,
When I
okay.
say background, I'm talking upbringing. Like, go back
Oh,
to
upbringing.
where you from. I want to get you.
Oh,
Good
no, I'm from
story.
Sacramento, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Sacramento, California. You know what I'm saying? The capital. Go Kings, like the bean.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah. No, I grew up in Sacramento, man. I think growing up in the '90s, I feel like it was a time like no other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anybody who's knocking on 40, in their early 40s, late 30s knows how that was. You know what I mean? You know, just growing up, bro, with the family. I had to come from a big family. My mom, dad, just instilling things in me, um, and giving me the tools, I think, to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Looking back at all the things, looking back at my childhood, thinking about all the things that I did from church, church, school, sports. We went camping a lot. My dad worked in home construction, so he would home construction, not like building buildings or anything like that, but like putting on your roof, adding a room onto your house, building a wall, siding, any of that fencing. I knew how to do all that stuff, right? Um, which let me know as an adult that I don't want to do that stuff.
I
You know
feel
what I
that.
mean? Like that shit, bro. That shit's hard work, bro. Being on a roof, doing somebody's roof in Sacramento in the middle of the summer, it's 105 degrees. I'm good. I'm
Wow.
good. Yeah.
Nice.
Lets me know I gotta make my money on the internet, bro, not outside.
So you decided early, I want to be corporate. I want to do something where I can stay clean.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And I thought it was gonna be I would go into medicine, not medicine. I want to be I was pre-med my first year of college, pre-med, trying to go to med school, be a doctor. Thought about also being a nurse. And then that plan shifted when I was in college. So just, I was gonna have a business degree. I didn't know what I wanted to do with that business degree, but I know I wanted to work in entertainment.
Okay.
So ended up working in entertainment,
What
you
caused that
know.
shift from medicine to entertainment? Where was it? What happened?
Well, I mean, like entertainment was always like, man, I would love to, work in entertainment in some capacity. Early on, I probably thought I'd be in front of the camera, you know, just like a fantasy as a kid, wanting to act or wanting to, do something. Be like, I loved, think about Fresh Prince,
Yeah.
Martin, Jamie Foxx, Wayans Brothers. All these shows were on when I'm in middle school, really elementary, and so and these all look like dope dudes, right? Like you're a kid and you see Will Smith on Fresh Prince, Martin, Jamie Foxx show, Steve Harvey show. Even that was funny. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, and I was a funny kid, so I'm like, damn, I would love to like be an entertainer. You know what I'm saying, or be an actor. Um, but then when I'm in college, life starts to happen. It's like, okay, I'm not going that route, so I need to get a job. I need to go to college. And I was actually interviewing in college to work at a hospital, but not like in the medical field is as far as like a practitioner, but like be an accountant or run business development for a hospital. And I was interviewing, and literally a light bulb went off mid interview, and I was like, I do not want to do this shit. Interview went great. I probably would have got the job, um, and I just did not follow up. I never hit him back. I never put an application in. After that, after the interview, because they're like college interviews, so like the hospitals come to the college to interview like the top students,
Right.
and so I got recommended for an interview. And mid interview, I remember sitting there like, I'm not about to do this shit. I'm not going to be sitting with no suit going to a hospital 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock.
Right.
I'm not doing it. But I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have a plan. I just knew I wasn't going to do that. And that's my senior year of college. Graduated. I was like, I got to figure this out. You know what I'm saying? I want to make commercials. That's what I knew I wanted to do then. I was like, I want to make commercials. I want to be creative in some way. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, college. I would say college is where the shift really started.
What year did you graduate college?
2010. I was supposed to graduate in 2008, but I
Okay.
was on a little different plan.
Right. Right. Right.
You
Right.
know?
So when you say make commercials, in what capacity? Writing them, being
Like,
acting on them.
no, not acting, just like creating them.
Okay.
Like creating. Um, the thing is, back then I didn't know what the process was,
Right.
how commercials even came about. But I just knew I wanted to be a part of marketing. As general as that is, like I want to be in marketing, which was like, okay, I want to make commercials or just market how products are, seen and put out into the world.
Right.
And I didn't know nothing about it. Didn't know anybody in that field, and I just thought it was called marketing, and that's what I wanted to do.
Right. 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 So then walk us through how you get to LA. What's that process like?
So, so before I got to LA, I was in Sacramento. I finally got a job working for the state of California for the California Lottery, and so the California Lottery at the time was the only state-run agency that had a marketing department. So I get a job, and I'm like, hey, um, this is where the commercials are made. That's what they're telling me. The marketing department for the California Lottery is where the commercials are made. So I was like, well, this is great. I'm gonna start at the bottom in here, work my way up. got the job, realized no commercials were made.
Right.
A creative agency in LA makes the commercials. We just approve the commercials.
God.
You know what I mean? Right. And so I became really close with the people, the people I was working with. So I worked alongside the creative agencies. I was like the liaison, one of the liaisons for the California Lottery, at an entry level position, working with our agencies. And they're like young people coming, pulling up, like their jobs seem really fun. You know what I'm saying? California Lottery was a little more corporate. It was cool. I love all the people I work with there. It was a little more corporate. Fast forward a couple years, someone helps me get a job, recommends me for an agency job in Los Angeles. So I moved to LA 2015, working for ad agency called 72 and Sunny. That's where they make the commercials, bro. That's where all the magic happens. Anyone out there, if you want to figure it out, you got to get into advertising. I'm telling you, advertising. Let me just go on a little tangent about advertising,
Do it. Yeah.
bro. If you want to make six figures before you're 30, and with just a 4-year degree, advertising is a great way to do it. And some positions you don't even need a degree because they have writers, strategists, account people, business development people. All these people, like a team of people, have to work for a account. An account being like Adidas or Activision, which makes Call of Duty and a bunch of other video games, or Coors Light or the NFL. These are all accounts, right? There's a team of people working together to help market this company. You know what I mean? And there they were writing Super Bowl commercials. We wrote commercials. We had James Harden for Adidas, Dame Lillard, Derrick Rose at the time, and we're making the creative. Lionel Messi, Paul Pogba. Who was a football player, bro? What's his name? Aaron Rodgers? No, I forget. But yeah, I'm on those teams helping make the commercials that we see during the Super Bowl. We see we're watching TV.
Wow.
But all this, and it's all young people, bro. The whole a building of 500 people. No one's over like 40 in the building.
Right.
And you can get in there, you work your way up, maybe like by the time you're 25, 26, 27, they cashing you out. I'm just letting you know. Advertising, y'all, get in it.
Wow.
But yeah, I was doing that, and then I got laid off.
That job was fully in L. So you decided you moved to LA to take that job.
Yes. Yep.
How long did you? First of all, what college did you go to?
Pacific Union College.
What
It's
city
a
is
small
that?
school. Northern California is called the city's called England. It's like in Napa.
Okay.
That's the closest thing people probably would know is Napa, but it's like 45 minutes outside of Napa.
Okay. So we're in LA now, working marketing. Kind of now you're in the space that you wanted. Now you're making the magic, all this, and then you say Super Bowl commercial. So we talking about the big leagues of the big leagues.
Oh yeah. 72 and Sunny. Um, we had some of the biggest accounts like Samsung. Samsung was our account. You remember when Jay-Z dropped that project with
Magna
Samsung?
Carta Holy Grail. Yes, I
Magna
do.
Carta Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You were
So
there at that time?
that was a Samsung. No. I
Oh.
got there right after. I wish.
Okay.
I was not there at the time. But our agency did that. So like that was our agency made that collab happen and did the creative behind that, right? Think of I don't remember when James Harden first got to Adidas. All the commercials you saw with James Harden, that was us working on that stuff. And I was there at the time. I was a part of a Damian Lillard commercial. Oh, if you're in the video games, Call of Duty, I worked on Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 rollout. I forget if it was Black Ops 2 or 3. Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. Modern Warfare. One of the Modern Warfares, I
Legendary
forget.
games.
Yeah. So all those commercials you see, that was our agency doing that stuff.
Okay. And what was your degree was in business?
Business. Yep. Just a general business degree.
And then, see, I'm always interested in a business degree because then what type of jobs, what are like job titles that you get when you go off into the workforce?
Oh, a business degree is general. A business degree is like a little bit about anything.
Yeah.
Everything. So there's like under businesses, marketing, accounting, finance, communications, even. What else is there? All these like specialties you can go in. I didn't specialize in accounting or marketing. Right? You can get a business marketing degree, business accounting degree, right? So I just got general business. I knew general knowledge of all. I took accounting, marketing, all of them, but didn't specialize in any of it. And what a business degree is like, a general job requirement, right? For a lot of these jobs that require degrees, that's not specialized in like healthcare, or in like computer engineering or education. A degree is just it can get you a lot of jobs. It's really general.
Right.
So, you know, yeah, I was an account person, so I work in account management.
Okay. Is that acquisitions, or once the company acquired the account, do you help manage the
I
relationship?
help manage the relationship. That's
Okay.
it. Our
Okay.
job is to help manage a relationship. And so on every team, say for example, Adidas, that was a team I worked on. There's a whole team of people, right? There's the account team, there's the creative team, there's a business development team, and there's a strategy team.
Mhm.
And those all have levels of coordinator, manager, director of every single level, right? And so I came in on the coordinator level for Adidas. Hmm.
Nice. No, that's big time. And then that's the first job after the lottery.
After the
Okay.
lottery, yep.
And then California lottery is like the biggest lottery in the country. So
Yeah,
one of the
no,
biggest state
California
lotteries.
lottery. Listen, the lottery is real. People think it's rigged. It's not rigged, bro.
I
It's
believe it.
real, and people win every day.
I believe it because I watched
Yes.
that the lottery show, the real estate where they buy the house. Have you ever heard of that? It was on HGTV.
No.
But they have a show where lottery winners buy houses on HGTV, right? And so many people
Damn.
were in California. I'm like,
Yeah.
they winning
Yeah.
out there. Okay.
They win every day.
So then, so I know that you also worked at a company that was managing talent before you went and started your
Yes.
own. So then tell me about that journey into that company. What was it called? And then how did you get there?
So the company's called Full Screen.
Mm.
I was working at 72 and Sunny, which is the creative agency, that agency, and I got let go. And a friend of mine worked at Full Screen. He was like, when I still had the job at 72, he was like, "Hey man, you should come work over here.
Hmm.
I think you'd be good at it." I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm doing this."
Yeah.
I got laid off, so I called him back like, "Hey, you still got that job?"
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know the first thing about influencers. So Full Screen was an influencer agency, but and this was it started in 2010. I got there in 2017. And this time it was mostly the only, I would say, monetizable platform was YouTube.
Right.
Instagram just got started, people doing brand deals, but in terms of just monetizing views, that was the only one was YouTube.
Hmm.
Um, and so our job was just signing YouTubers. So like I remember Ninja, he was a gamer.
Yep.
Um, not David Dobrik. We had the Dobre brothers. A lot of these big family channels, a lot of creators, right?
Hmm.
And so that's where my job was to sign talent to the agency
Right.
and introduce them to a man. I wasn't even a manager, so I just signed them, acquisition, sign them, pass them off to management. That
Mm.
was my job. So I was out reaching out to people, DMing them, emailing them, going to events,
Hmm.
mixing and mingling, meeting the
He
talent.
was in the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is that where you stayed the entire time you were there, or is there hierarchy where you moved up, or did you move laterally,
So
or how
no,
did it work?
for my position, there was no hierarchy.
Okay.
So we just signed talent and got commissioned. We got a salary, but we're also commissioned. So,
Mm.
you want to sign big talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't really want to do anything else. There was no move. It made me move up to director, but now I'm overseeing people, and so I would make less
Mm.
because I'm like, if I'm not in the field signing, I make less money,
Yeah.
right? So I was just signing talent, and that's where I met Heather and Terrell.
Mm.
So I signed them to the agency. I signed Amarion to the agency. I signed Swing in the Morning. I signed
Damn.
Trey Smith. I signed Tut Weezy. I signed Miles Hampton. I signed I'm trying to think what other big talent that was I signed, but a bunch of people
Yeah.
to Full Screen. Yeah, man.
How long did you work there?
So I worked there from 2017 to into 2019, 2 years.
Nice. See, I noticed with the
Yeah.
entertainment game, and not that I've been in it, but just from when I hear people's story, a lot of people don't seem to stay at companies very long. It's like they either,
No,
if they're not the founder, they pretty much move on
no,
to the next thing, or they will start their
yeah.
own stuff.
Yeah, you bounce around. Like in the entertainment, or especially like in media. I say media specifically because that's my industry that I worked in. Was like you do your year, put a year in.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because really, it's about moving up, right, and making more money.
Right.
And so, if someone else wanted to pay you more money after you put your year and a half in, good to go. And there's no bad blood. It's no people will leave one agency, go to another one, and then come back at a
Hmm.
higher position later
Yeah.
in the years later. You know what I'm saying? And so if you can find someone who's going to pay you, give you a raise, take it. And those raises come like they'll double your salary sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you over here at this level, as other agencies hiring, they want your expertise, or for whatever reason, they might double your salary.
Yeah.
So you got to go. You know what I mean?
Nice. Now, real quick, and not to get too deep into your business, you don't have to tell me about specific numbers you dealt with, but how does that commission structure work? Like, what do you get paid based on? You get paid based on what they bring in, or you get paid based on the deal that they
Now or
get?
then?
I mean,
Now or
back
then?
when you were working at full screen.
Yeah. At full screen, I was getting paid based on how much money their channel makes. So people were making, say 10K a month on YouTube. People were making 30K a month. People were making 100K a month on YouTube, 5K. I would get a percentage of that for X amount of time. So I would get, I think, a percentage of it for like 2 months, and then I don't get it anymore. So I'd want to sign big talent.
Right. Oh, that's an interesting structure right there. So beyond
Yeah.
that, the company keeps getting their cut, but you just, as the
Oh
recruiter,
yeah.
you don't get yours
Yes.
anymore.
No.
Okay.
No.
Nice.
So that's why I got to keep signing talent.
Right.
Essentially,
No, I
I'll
get it.
keep signing. So you'll get. But I was getting a base salary, which wasn't much, and then you get a commission on top of that. But then they cut that, and they made some weird commission structure where it was like, you get paid X amount of dollars. It was like I got paid 65,000 right, a year, plus a commission, and so my commission would end up being like an extra 65,000. So I'd almost like double my salary in commission.
Oh, that's
You
good
know?
work. Then you were putting this to work. 'Cause you
Yeah,
set
no,
up
it was good.
Marion, Sway in the morning, Heather, Terrell.
Way. Yep.
So I heard you tell a story before. I don't remember which episode or what I was watching, but I heard you tell a story, and you said pretty much, it was a collection of you telling it and Heather and Terrell telling the story of how they had a family channel with you on at full
Yep.
screen, or I don't know if it was with you, but it was at full screen, right?
Yeah.
And the company kind of didn't really believe that they could be as big as some of these other channels. So
No.
then, was that what made you say, let me run off and start my thing with them, or were you already leaving and then they were leaving around the same time, or how does that work?
Yeah, no. So what happened? So like I said, my job was to sign talent and pass them to managers.
Yeah.
And so I went to my higher ups and I was like, hey guys, I think we can really, we can really make a name for ourselves in signing a lot of black talent.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they said, okay, great, let's do it. But I was like, but if we do it, we got to do what we say we're going to do. Give them some advances, because we were doing that for people, giving advances, getting them brand deals. We need to do this stuff for these black talent. And it wasn't happening at the level that I thought it should.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I signed Heather and Terrell, and then their managers, the company wasn't bringing them as much deals or even prioritizing their channel as much. Right. And so I would take it upon myself because I promised these people these things. Right. So now I'm taking it upon myself to go and find them brand deals, make sure their channel is optimized, doing all this stuff that wasn't even my job because I said that our company would do that for them. And so with Heather and Terrell specifically, one of our higher ups, one of my directors was like, she said something. What did she say? She was like, you guys are never going to be big as some other family because, you're too edgy. Right. Which is not what's edgy. They're black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what she's trying to say. So, yeah, man, like that's what it was. Like, oh yeah, you're too black or something like that.
She told that to them or told it to you?
She didn't say that, but that's what she's saying. She told them, so you guys are never going to be as big as his other families. She said that.
To them or to you?
Yeah. To them.
Wow.
To them. Right. And so, but no, I was like, we were still like, we were blown away. She got removed from their account. She got in trouble for that.
Oh, okay.
And then, but no, also during this time, I'm like, I have a handful of talent that I'm sort of like managing at this point. Heather and Terrell, I'm getting them deals. A guy named Tut Weezy, he's a big content creator, comedian in the space. I'm getting him deals. Miles is, who else was I really working for? There was a handful of people that I'm like kind of managing. You know what I mean? And so I talked to my wife at the time and I was like, I think I could do this, right? Because I'm managing and I'm helping the company make money, but I wasn't seeing any of that money because I'm not a manager and it wasn't my job to do that.
Right.
And so I was like, why would I keep making these people money? I could do it for myself. You know what I mean?
And then the time was right before COVID.
This was right before COVID, bro. 2019. I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna start. I had a business partner at the time. I was like, hey, man, we're gonna start this company. He's one of the dopest videographers and filmmakers out there. He's like head of MGK's like content team.
Okay.
Machine Gun Kelly. He's smoked fire. He's shot videos for Thug, a bunch of people. He's cinematic, bro. He's cold. So me and him were business partners. And so I started my own company. And usually when you work in management, you can't take people from the agency.
Right.
Right. But because I wasn't a manager, I didn't have a non-compete. So I left and I was able to heck it, Trail's like, I'm with you. We leaving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Trail's like, no, we're not staying there. Let's go. I left with them. I had a handful of talent also did not want to sign to the company, but they liked me. Right. And so as soon as I left, like, oh, you got your own company now? Let's go. Let's do it. You know what I mean? And so, yeah.
Nice. So, hold on. What's the cinematographer that you used to work with? What's his name? Are y'all cool?
His name is Sam.
What is?
Yeah, his name is Sam. Sam Cahill. Cold.
Is he from Cali?
Cold. No, he's from Seattle actually.
Oh, okay, he's from Seattle. I say MGK is from Ohio. I'm from Ohio too, so I always been watching him, and I see what he got going on now.
Yeah,
very good
everything
visuals.
He's doing
I
is
see.
Sam.
The West Coast always say they got the best cinematic vision on the way. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because the way the sun is shining over there. Y'all could just see through lenses different. I don't know what it is, but just the way that y'all see vision through cinematic lenses over there is just different.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Sam. So then you leave, and now it's Greenwood, or was it something else first?
So it was Bottom Card. The company we had was called Bottom Card.
Okay.
And so my job, Bottom Card was set up where I focus on talent. He does the content, right? Like that was the kind of vision that we had.
Yeah.
But then going into 2020, I was really focusing on the talent. He was focusing on what he was doing with MGK and shooting content. It didn't quite line up like we thought it was going to.
Right.
And so then we decided to part ways. But it was all, no bad blood at all. It was literally just like, hey man, like I'm doing this, you doing this. It's I need to just focus on this. You know what I'm saying? And so I renamed him to Greenwood. So, and this was this was end of 2020 that I started Greenwood.
Okay.
Yep.
Greenwood, and that name is based on what? Tulsa, the Greenwood out there, or a different Greenwood?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you
Greenwood did it. So yeah, so most people don't know. They heard Black Wall Street, right? Which was Tulsa, Oklahoma, where like a lot of Black people post Jim Crow moved to Oklahoma, right? Where we built banks, gas stations. We had our own community. It was called the official name was called the Greenwood District, where people call it Black Wall Street, right? Because there was a lot of Black wealth in this area. And white people came and burned it down for no reason, And so the idea of Black content creators and Black media personalities and talent coming together and working together was what inspired Greenwood Management.
Amazing. It's a great name. What year did you form this one? 2020, you say? End of 2020?
End of 2020, officially like January 1st, 2020, January 6th, 2021.
Okay. So now you already have the expertise now because you got to see how they were doing it at a bigger firm. And then not even just that, you come from marketing.
Yeah.
You come from marketing and you dealt with the biggest. Samsung, Adidas, you seen it at the $1 billion level.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you handled major accounts, then you went and dealt with content creators on somebody else's dime, but you dealt with the acquisition side. So you know how to paint a picture to somebody to sell them. How did you get people to see your vision when it came to signing to now or working with you at Greenwood? How'd you get them to see it?
I mean, really it was, I think there's a need, you know what I'm saying? Like there was a need for, there's a lot of young Black talent, right? And they want someone they can trust with their business, who knows what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I think my expertise and my skill set allowed me to do that. And really, I love strategy, right? So thinking about Adidas, Adidas was having a problem with their sports, like Adidas Sports, right? Was third. Obviously, Nike's always going to be number one. Third in the U.S. Skechers was number 2. Adidas was number 3. So they come to 72 and Sunny with the goal of turning that around. We need to turn that around. And that's where they start signing all the young talent. James Harden, Dame Lillard, they signed. And all the young cats. Remember they were signing like Andrew Wiggins we signed. Brandon Ingram, right? Brandon Ingram?
They started to get a good lineup. I remember.
Like in 2015, they signed like 10. Every hot rookie was signed to Adidas in like
Mm-hmm.
2020, 2016, 2017. And so that was the idea, was to get the brands here, they want to go here. And so I was taking that approach um, with talent. Hey, this is where you are right now. This is where you want to go. How do we get there? I love that journey. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of content are you making? What kind of brand partnerships are we doing? How are you? What platforms are you utilizing the most? Those are the conversations that I like to have with talent, and they can appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know,
What was that content agency called again? Influencer marketing.
full screen,
Okay,
full
so
screen.
at full screen and then at 72 and Sunny, what are some of the key things that you learned from those that you took into your own business? Like some of those things that you only would get from a major firm.
I think from 72 specifically, I think, wow. I mean, I think just how to talk to people. You know what I mean? I think how to have these conversations and with brands,
Right.
right? So my job at 72 and Sunny was to liaison with the brand, with the people who worked at Adidas, with the people who worked at Activision,
Mm-hmm.
at Google. Um, so now in this position with it as a talent manager, I have to talk to these brands to get them to give us some money. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so just give me the confidence to talk to them and understand how budgets work and how they allocate budgets and what they need. You know what I'm saying? And also how to speak to them in a creative way to um how can I explain this? Like if I'm trying to pitch, what's a brand I got? If I'm trying to pitch, Apple Watches or whatever, right? I'm trying to pitch like an Apple Watch. It's not Apple Watch. This is a Fitbit. If I'm trying to pitch Fitbit, saying,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, Terrell Meeks, I think he'd be a good partner for Fitbit
Mm-hmm.
because he can make content, and the creative is going to look like this. He might go for a run. He gets in the morning, checks his watch, checks his calories intake. He can check his heart rate. He's going to go for a run. um, I can really describe and break down how the creative might work in a
Mm-hmm.
way that they would receive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna sell them a dream about how this creator is gonna partner with them and showcase their products in the creator's content.
Right.
You know, whereas a lot of managers don't do that. The managers will literally just get the email, get the deal, and give it to the creator. I'm gonna work with the creator and the brand so that we get the best output of one creative content and then
Mm-hmm.
also ROI for the brand so they can get their money. They want to make money. So yeah. And I
Nice.
think what I learned at full screen, I think, um, was just, I mean, I think just learn some, you get to see some of the behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like, so you really get to see these brands' budgets for influencer budgets, and then really understanding at scale what is important to talent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them prioritize their content. Some of them prioritize making money. Some of them prioritize getting a message out there. And it's just understanding talent that way and figuring out how to serve them the best, really, because I'm their manager, so I'm here in service of them.
Right. Right. This is good stuff, man. I'm
Yeah,
really soaking it in, right? Because it's halfway good interview, and then halfway I'm trying to learn something too, so I can manage myself
yeah, no,
properly
man,
too, right? Wh- Just a little bit to get BTS a little bit. What's some tools that you use for your day to day work, like scheduling and project management? Like, what are some tools you use?
there's a platform. So there's a platform. Two things. One, Google Suite, right?
Yeah.
I'm all Google Calendar, Google Slides, Google Sheets. Google Slides make presentations. Google Sheets keeps everything's organized for me, and obviously email,
Mm-hmm.
Google Meetings, Google Calendar. And then there's a platform that I use. I'm looking at it right now. Um, it's called Creator Core. So Creator Core is something that helps me, like, I'll show you real quick. Uh, and so on software there. Let me give you a quick glimpse. So this is Creator Core,
Nice.
right? So this is all of my talent. This is a few of my talent that's at the top.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can scroll down and see the guys that I work with.
Right.
And so it has all their socials attached to it. It has their numbers, and it populates in real time as they're losing and gaining followers in any account. It populates. I can see that. I can see their demographic, where their audience is, where their audience is located. Um, and I can use this as a tool to pitch, right? So I can be like, hey, this brand is looking for talent who have a high female audience in California from between the ages of 35 and 45. I
Mm-hmm.
could look through this, put a list together of the talent that fit those criteria, and I can send it off to them. So this is a great tool. Any people in talent management, I would use Creator Core for sure.
Nice. Do you ever do? Because I know as sometimes in the podcast game, these podcast networks will go get these brand deals, and then it applies across their entire catalog. Every podcast on there will advertise whatever this product is, right? Do you do that as a
Mhm.
management company?
Yeah. So sometimes some brands will, hey, we give me everything you got, right? Like with say Prize Picks or Underdog or any of our partners, you see them with everybody with or across the community world. You know what I'm saying? Um, and some don't. Some are like, hey, we only have a budget for one, or we have a we only have budget for one, or we only have X amount of dollars to allocate, and so that we kind of, or they're only interested in certain things,
Right.
right?
Right.
They're only interested in they want a high Latin American market, right? And so there's certain people who have that, certain people don't.
Yeah.
You know,
When you go looking for talent that you want to bring onto your platform or to your company, what are you looking for? What do they need to have for you to pursue 'em?
well, right now, man, I'm not even looking for talent.
Yeah. Well,
It's the
yeah, not
rap for
now,
me.
but how you
Yeah, but
acquire.
I mean,
Yeah.
but when I was, for me, it was. I think one, are you monetizable? Do you have
Mm-hmm.
the ability to make money? Do you have a vision? And do you work hard? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because it's just not easy. It's not easy. It's not handed to you, and you got to keep going. You can't just, oh, you got 1 million followers and you're set. No, how'd you get that 1 million followers? Keep going. You got to keep making content at a
Mm-hmm.
high level. Keep putting it out. Keep evolving. Um, that was important. That was important for me.
Yeah. So then, what's the key to monetizing the content or monetizing the personality? Like, what's that thing?
I mean, now it is there are so many platforms and ways to make money, right? So traditionally for social media, you want to be an influencer, you got to have enough followers where someone's going to pay you,
Right.
right? So YouTube, um, or sorry, I'll take that back. Depending on the platform, there's different needs. YouTube, you need enough views to get paid,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you can have a couple views and you don't get paid a couple dollars. You can have several thousands of views, several $1,000s, right? And then on top of that, a brand would come and say, hey, you have 5,000 people watching these videos every week, or you have 10,000 or whatever the case is. We'll pay you $2,000 to put, our poppy soda in your video.
Mm-hmm.
Or we'll pay you $50,000, depending on how many followers you had.
Yeah.
In Instagram, there wasn't a pay-per-view sort of model yet. It wasn't the platform wasn't monetized that way. So it was only just brand deals on Instagram. Same with TikTok. And then they rolled out their creator programs where you get a certain amount of views, you get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And Snapchat the same way. But now there's TikTok Live. You don't have that. You don't have to have that many followers. You can literally just battle on TikTok Live or TikTok Shop. You can make money that way.
Yeah. There's definitely so many different ways to make money.
Bro, so many ways. So
Yeah.
many ways to make money.
Yeah. Okay, let's pivot into specifics of some of the people you work with, because I found out about you through Fig Community, of course, right?
Mhm.
I'm that demographic, millennial black male. I fit right in there,
Yeah.
right? What role do you play in back on Fig or Fig Community?
Um, what role do I? I'm kind of like the what's the good word for it? Like the commissioner Vince McMahon.
Yeah, yeah,
Vince McMahon. I'm just the behind the scenes guy. You know what I'm saying? So it started out where how the guys left the
yeah.
other platform,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a content space. So in 2021, um, I got a content studio,
Mm-hmm.
where that's where they shoot Fig Community World. And that's where Back on Fig started,
Yep.
right? Sorry, that's where they shoot Shame on You.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's what
and
they
so I
called the
had
hot
this
box,
space.
the original what they called the
A
hot
hot
box,
box.
right? Yeah.
Exactly. So is a townhouse, right? It's a dope townhouse in the valley that I had for my content creators to come film whatever you need to do. We have this space.
Mm-hmm.
I had had a podcast going on in the garage in there. I had a couple of my guys that lived upstairs in the room, and I had a blank room. I was like, Terrell, he was still at the other platform at the time. I was like, bro, you can just start your own shit.
Mm-hmm.
He said, man, I'm going to. He had done a podcast a couple years before, like 2020 during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Him and SV had something going. But fast forward, he's on No Jumper, and I'm like, bro, you can start your own shit. He's like, bro, I got something in mind. I want to. I just haven't done it yet. I just haven't. You got to build a set and visualize it and execute it. He just hadn't done it.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I was on his head about doing it. He said, I will in due time, in due time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just put it together. I literally just had the computer. I bought the computer. I bought all the equipment. I was like, look, bro, I said, come over. He came through. He looked at it. He was like, okay, now I just need a name. I think him and Heather went and brainstormed I don't know if it was a couple of days, a couple of weeks. I got the name back on Fig. I was like, all right, cool. This is what we're going to do. We're going to start it. We didn't know what we're going to do it live. We're going to pre-record. We didn't know. We was going to stream, right? I didn't know. I was not a streamer. I'm new to the streaming world as it being a priority. I understood what Twitch was. You know what I'm saying? And so one of my other creators' name is Black Charcoal. He's like one of the OG YouTubers, was with DDG and McQueen and Ty the Guy. They're all, the early LA Black YouTuber crew. He lived there at the time. And he knew about Twitch. So he helped Terrell get set up and everything. Like, this is what you're gonna do. This is how you set up your Discord. This is how you set up your OBS. Everything. So we had the computer and he just went live. He's like, it's my homie Smack. If Smack comes through, I didn't know Smack from a can of paint. Smack comes through. That's what I'm saying. Smack said he'd been around. I've been around. I'd never seen Smack. Never seen him, bro. I ain't seen him.
He was up in the Bay getting money, man.
Nah.
That's what he was doing.
I'm talking about I'm talking about 2017 to 2022. I ain't never seen Smack in my life. Not a kid's birthday. I was at all the kids' birthday parties. I was at Sorella. I was everywhere. I'd never seen Smack. I'm just letting the record reflect. But yeah, no, he's like, he came back with the name and we had the room. I was like, come through. He went live that first day. I feel like we had did we have 50 people in there or something? Or, the first, I can't even remember.
I didn't watch it live, but I watched it on the playback, though. Legendary first episode, though.
Legendary, man. That first one was legendary. And then he came back, it grew like 550 to 100 to 500 to 1,000 really fast. You know what I'm saying? It happened really fast over the course of a couple episodes.
Yeah.
And they kept adding they kept bringing. He brought in some signs. He kept making the room a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Terrell's and Heather they're gonna make it look nice. So they kept adding to the room. Yeah, man, that's where we got started, right in that little hot box. And then so that was end of 2022, I think. That we started back on Fig, and then fast forward to the middle of 2023, the guys all leave No Jumper, and they're like, okay, we left. I got this living room. I was like, look, I literally transformed the room. I turned all the furniture around. Remember, it was like the living room where the TV was. I turned all the furniture around, and I was like, come through. So they came over and they could see it. I was like, y'all can shoot it right here. Like, we can get the cameras, and that's what we did. We set it up. We rented cameras. That first day we had 2 different cameras. Me and Terrell, literally just all the knowledge that we have we invited like 2 different videographers, rented cameras, and figured out how we're gonna shoot this shit.
Yeah.
Just to figure out how it's gonna work. You know what I mean? And that's where it got started. That first set where it was the brown couches, the TV on the wall, that was all furniture that I had in the house.
Yeah. No, y'all had the vision. Like I followed the crew off of the other platform because it was like this feels different. Like you've seen plenty of podcasts and stuff break up or whatever. This didn't feel like a breakup. This felt like we revolting type of thing. Yeah. Because they grew so like the leave and then that first episode of Shame on You, and then it was like you felt like, okay, these dudes is not going nowhere. It felt like a black movement, even though Duno was there too and Duno's powerful and everything. It just felt like a black movement. Like a lot of people didn't really like the other platform anyway. We was only watching because these dudes was there. You see what I'm saying? I never watched, literally, I never watched that shit until I was doing research on Freeway Ricky Ross. And I'm like, I came across Freeway Ricky Ross up there with T-Rail. I didn't know who T-Rail was either. But I'm like, yo, there's a dude on here. I always hear it from other hustlers that was around at the time, but I never heard it from a kid that was around seeing Freeway do what he did. I'm like, yo, there's a dude that was a kid in the same neighborhood that Freeway was in. He got a podcast. So I started watching because of that. Then I see the voice clip. And from there, I'm like, oh, these is the funniest niggas in the world right here. Yeah. So I started from there. But I'm just like, when they started the thing, but I always heard, or I would see you walk past, and I'm like, that's the business guy keep walking in and out of here. I know they try to make the jokes, the boys' house and all that, but I'm like, he got a house there. There's a house right here. Yeah,
it's a house, right?
Yeah, like people laugh at the boys' house thing, but I'm like, this black man got a house that these young black creators is in. I can see that some of these creators got a little following, but some of them don't have a following at all.
Right.
and like they're trying to build it from this house, and you provide the space for them to do it. So it's
Yeah.
like you can service the big time people like the Heather Sanders, all the way down to even when Six first started to shine on these shows,
Yeah.
he had a very little bit of followers.
So six. The thing with Six is he never was going to be on camera. That
Right.
was never his goal.
Okay.
Six. So I met Six. He was a friend of my nephew's.
Okay.
And Black Charcoal. Six was like in the Discord. He knew about a bunch of shit. And one day he comes with my nephew, invites Six over to the house. My nephew was living there for a minute before back on Fig. He invites Six over. And I was like, who the hell are these kids? Well, they gotta leave.
These
Like, I
kids, yeah.
kicked Six out. I was like, yeah, they gotta leave, bro. This ain't a kicking spot. This is a content house. He gotta leave. Kicked him out. But I don't know if he ended up come back another time or something. But he saw what I was doing. Six hit me up. He was like, hey man, like, I'm Six. I'm the guy you kicked out, but I really like what you're doing. Like, I want to learn. I want to learn this shit. And so we met for lunch. He's like, I can. Six was like, I can build you a server, one for like GTA. I can build a GTA server, and I just know how to run all this shit.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, for sure, you're hired. Let's do it. So he came through. He was helping me build a server. That was his first goal. And he would drive up from Long Beach to when Back on Fig got started, because we had somebody kind of doing some behind the scenes shit, but they were in Atlanta.
Right.
And they could run your Twitch for you, your Twitch stream for you. But I needed someone there. So Six would come up from Long Beach every Friday and Monday. He was working, I think, 2 other jobs or something like that. He would come, he was hustling, you know what I mean? And literally learned all this shit. What I realized with Six was, Six has never told me he can't do something.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Six is always, yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
Figure it out.
And Six will figure that he's figuring that shit out on the spot.
As
you know
he
what I'm
should.
saying? So yeah, as he should. Like people that's a lesson that people can learn. Say yes, yeah, I can do that. You know what I mean? And he gonna be sitting there on his phone Googling some shit, and he gonna figure it out on the spot, and we're gonna get it right. And so that's how Six was never gonna be like he didn't even have aspirations to be on camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in true Back on Fig and FMW fashion, if you were around, you're getting pulled on camera somewhere or the other.
Yeah. That's
You know what
another
I
thing I
mean?
was respecting about what y'all was doing is the element of the old heads, the OGs, the elders, and this young element too. With these guys, with these just random guys will pop in and out, and you would see them. Especially when y'all was doing the that news show in the garage, you would start to see those guys, those younger guys that lived in the house, or I think they was living in the house, popping in and out sometimes.
Yeah, they would pop in. They'll come in here and sit on this camera because they were like, so the guys who lived there, Six lived there at the time. Angelo, his name is Dope Island. Angelo Dope Island has like 1 million plus followers across everything. He was young. He started on Vine, so back when Vine was popping, he's like 15.
Yeah.
But a lot of traditional influencers are super introverted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because their whole thing was making content in their room and not being social. It's called social media, but they really weren't social.
Right.
And so they go, come out here, come get on this camera. You know what I'm saying? Because there's money. You got all these followers. There's money in it. Come get on the camera. So that was my thing. Just kind of trying to mix the worlds a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Blend the FMW shit with some of the other talent that I had coming through. And some people didn't live there. They would just come through and like hang out. Like everyone, bro. So many people came through to this house.
Yeah.
Creator wise, like influencers, been there at some time or the other.
Yeah. No, y'all do a real good job mentoring these young dudes. Even though a lot of it is like mentorship through jokes and jest and all this type of stuff, I know for a fact they are learning a lot. Have to be.
Yeah.
So then I also learned who Heather Sanders was through watching this. I wasn't before I started the podcast, I really didn't pay too much attention to like celebrity stuff like that unless she was a rapper. I liked rappers and sports, right? So I didn't pay too much attention. But then when I find out who she is and I do a little bit of background, I'm like, oh, this lady is like highly influential. Like, I heard people call her the blueprint. I done heard people say that everybody copied everything she did. So I'm like, damn. And then this is a person that you've been working with for years now. So what is that like working for somebody that's that impactful?
I think that's a testament to them, right? Heather and Terrell is like, they're super influential. Like a lot of these female artists, rappers, now moguls, all followed Heather, right? All followed her back in the day before she'll meet these people, right? Like they're like, I'm following you. I came to your store to buy stuff. I spent my last money at Sorella. Like these girls are saying that to her. These celebrities, you know what I'm saying? They just got the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Heather and Terrell just got the sauce like that. And it's like, think about it. People who pay attention to this, like social media world or whatever you want to call them. There are a couple who's been together. What couple do you know who's been together for as long as they have? 10 plus years. You know what I'm saying? What couple do you know who's done that? Stay together, no affairs going on, none of that shit that we heard about. You know what I'm saying? It don't exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no scandals in the relationship. You know what I mean? They have businesses together that have been successful for the last 10 plus years. They had a flagship store on Melrose in Fairfax in LA. Like a lot of people who've been coming through LA, artists, celebrity, entrepreneur, has seen that. And that's admirable. And I'll say this about them too, is like, bro, they work hard. Like they're true, they say the boss word a lot, but they're true leaders. You know what I mean? Whereas like they can do every part of their business.
Yeah.
That's something that I admire about them is they literally can do every part. During COVID, you have to let your staff go. Heather was in there packaging orders. Terrell's in there packaging orders, designing flyers, helping customers. Like I'm talking about every part of the business they can do. They can ship shit out, everything.
Yeah.
They can do. They have people do it for them, obviously, but like they can do every single part. They're not just like, yeah, I started this brand and here it is. Like, no, they're in the weeds every single day, pulling up to they're pulling up to their store every day, pulling up to that warehouse every day, making sure the shit thrives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They it's interesting. I've seen people that I didn't even I'm like, oh, this person is in Heather's comments. When she would post it. Once I got hip, I'm like, this person is saying, oh my God, I love you. Oh my God, I even commented one time because I was watching the Meg Thee Stallion documentary, right? And I commented to Heather, I'm like, yo, Meg is wearing your Girls Tour stuff in her documentary. She was like, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's on it. But I'm not realizing like this lady's really a big ass deal.
Yes. And that's one of the people who made the Stein. So like, she do Heather. She been new to Heather before they actually met in person.
Yeah.
And she's from Texas, so I think there's some Texas love there. But like, no, like if you look at, and that's something I would use to pitch. I was like, there is a lot of followers and then there's influence.
Yeah.
There's a difference. So you have all these followers, I mean, you have actual influence. Like the people who follow them are influential people. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So like there's true influence with Heather and Terrell, like seriously.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, before I knew, like I said, before I knew who these people were, Last Kings was huge. I was in Virginia. Last Kings was huge in Virginia. So to see them, I'm like, oh, this is the same people.
Yeah.
Once again, finding out this is the same
Right.
people. So what is that like running around with somebody that's a star, really, that the stars look at?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's dope. I think sometimes I even forget and take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? Because I have like little cousins will hit me like, oh my God, like I want to meet Heather. Like my little female cousins be like, oh, I want to meet Heather. Like, I can't believe you're with Heather right now. I should be like, this is Heather. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, what you mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think they've taught me a lot too. You know what I'm saying? One, how to do business, how to run businesses. You know what I'm saying? And build brands. And then also just like really, I think being behind the scenes, and being really where I come from and how I was raised, I think is like I'm kind of humble, right? Which could lead to, which will, how do I put this? You need to make demands. I'll just say it. You need to make demands. Demand what you want,
Yeah.
right? Because you deserve it. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how Heather and Terrell move. It's like, no, I want this, and this is what we're gonna get, right? Like I want my set to be like this. I want it to be fly. I want it to be nice. I want to have this nice shit, and I'm gonna get it. You don't just settle for nothing. Don't settle for anything less than what you want.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
So we speak about, and I love the Black collaboration too, because we're talking about business people here, and they're serial entrepreneurs. You've been running a business steadily, stably, and have been in and out of corporate settings and now doing your own thing. But y'all came together and have been working together. So another collaboration I wanted to ask you about. So then you also merging with the Fig Munity thing. You got, and I'll say AD and Ace Boy Pun, right? Where Pun used to be a behind the scenes person, but now he's getting more in front of the camera. But he's a person that brings deals and things also, right? He was a manager.
Oh yeah.
And so what is it like working with other people that bring deals to the table also? Are you saying, hey, I would do it this way? Or are you saying, okay, I trust you. You've done enough out here. I trust what you bring.
Yeah, no, it's all collaboration. You know what I mean? I think with Pun specifically, I think, and we all have our strengths.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think like AD, his strength is AD knows everybody and can go into any room, make friends with everybody, figure out who the people we need to be mixed and mingle with. All right, Jack, here's so and so.
Yeah.
JAD will go get a contact and bring it back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Pun, I think, has his business mind on too. And Pun has these connections that I think we haven't even tapped into. Pun is, and I've learned, I'm still learning about Pun, what he really does, not what really does, but what he has done,
Mm-hmm.
and some of these connections that he has, like the Killer Mike thing he just did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's big. And like, Pun is giving me advice. With music, because I've worked with artists, with music artists as well. So
Mm-hmm.
Pun's like, yo, like this is how you structure your deals. This is how you, get in the rooms with certain artists and certain writers and certain
Mm-hmm.
producers. It's how you got to go about doing it. Um, yeah, man. And Pun has his, and Pun has. I remember Pun was one of the first people who hit me with like I don't want to tell him his business, but like Pun got a whole. Pun has his own business manager.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is who you got to hit. Who
Mm-hmm.
this is my business manager. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's important.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, have your business together. Like, have
Yeah.
your business together. Like, despite where people are from, what they go through, how they live their life. You know what I'm saying? Whatever education level people do or don't have,
Mm-hmm.
they all have their businesses together. Duno got his business. He has his own comedic manager.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They all got their business buttoned up. All these guys do.
Yeah. And that thing you said about Pun, as soon as I see that a person or if I hear anything that sparks my mind and let me know that's a deal maker on the back end, I start following up and looking into him because I started looking into Pun. I'm like, oh, he was managing producers that made these hits. Pun got
Yeah.
plaques. You know what I'm saying? He's
Pun got
related to
plaques.
all type of stuff. Even when you
Yeah.
just see him starting this thing, everybody's like, oh, this is Ace Boys Worldwide. It is a great show, this Friday night show, but that's Pun's studio right there. Like, it's a
That's his
professional
studio.
recording studio. But you
Yes.
got to think about
Literally.
the fact that this black man, everybody think is just playing around on camera, but he got a professional studio. And when they
Yes.
take the cameras out there, there's stuff on the walls. There's
Yes.
plaques out there.
Yes. Plaques. There's big plaques on the wall.
Yeah,
All type of plaques on them walls, bro. Like the whole wall's lined with plaques.
right.
This is all Pun. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And people that I wouldn't even think he had connections to.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
no, for real. And people still use big artists still use that studio. Like Ace Boys would go off the next day, there was somebody big in that studio.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. Especially when I found out that he had a bunch of connections in Atlanta too. Like you said, the Killer Mike
Yes.
thing and all that. Okay. So then now let's look to the future, right? You're a professional in this content space. You done brought many. First of all, real quick, one more. Let me get in your business if I can, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah, go for
I
it.
forget who T-Rail was going at it with, but he decided to put some paperwork on the internet and showed that they got some $1 million deal, right? You remember this?
Yeah.
Did you broker
Yeah.
that deal? Is this part of your work?
Yeah, man.
Wow,
Yeah. Absolutely.
that's amazing.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
amazing. That's one of the, what was
crazy.
that? Prize Picks Underdog. Who was that?
I think it was Underdog.
Wow, those
Yeah.
betting companies, man.
They got the money.
They
Think
got
about it. They got all of our money.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
they got the money for sure.
They got it.
I'm
Yeah,
like, oh
but we've
yeah,
done deals. We've done the Underdogs, Prize Picks, Stizzy, BET. We partnered with Minimal for a long time. They were one of our first
yeah, man,
brands.
yeah.
Delta Munchies is one of our first brands that we partnered with. Like, and shout out to Delta Munchies and Minimal, who like from out the gate, a couple months in, partnered with us, and that helped a lot. You know what I
I'm
mean?
sure y'all
Just
made
get
them a lot of money, especially at Minimal.
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
know.
That's family, bro. Minimal, yeah, it did good for a long time.
Yeah. Shout
A
out to
long
them,
time.
Mr. Mushies. Y'all had that
Yep,
looking
Mr.
real
Mushies
good.
too. I forgot about them. Yep, Mr.
Yeah.
Mushies and all of them, bro. All these guys who came on, and they were part of our journey. You know what I'm saying? That allowed us to buy all the cameras and studio space and equipment and sets and all that shit. Like
Yeah.
having these brand partnerships in place. Yep.
Yeah. Because that was one thing that when you looked at the previous platform they was on, it was like, oh, y'all took the messiness from there. But then when you look at how the business is moving, that other business couldn't get some of these deals, and they have 4 million subscribers. But some of these deals, they
No.
don't want to touch that place.
No.
And you
They
can see
didn't.
it. Now, I mean, back on Fig
No.
made it to ESPN with the Dame Lillard interview. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, for sure.
this is huge.
They don't want to. Yeah. Yeah. No facts.
Yeah, this is huge. All right, so let's look to the future. And as a professional in this space, then let us know as up and coming content creators, what should we be looking at? Like, what's coming? What's coming down the pipeline?
I had a conversation with someone the other day who was high up at Universal Music Group, and that conversation was eye opening even to me. But and I've been thinking of it was AI. how we implement and utilize AI. I think um, obviously I think there's a lot of surface level usage, right? We're using ChatGPT. Some people are making thumbnails with it, but there's a deeper way we can utilize AI,
Yeah.
right? How can we keep putting content out without having to be in front of the camera? You know what I mean? At the service level, anyone making content, figure out how to streamline a lot of your processes
Yeah.
with AI. That's editing software. You know what I'm saying? Or even just like optimization software as well,
Yeah.
right? The software that you can utilize to like let you know, okay, this is gonna be a viral clip. This is not gonna be a viral clip. This has better chances of getting more views than this. AI is telling you all that stuff. So utilize a lot of that stuff. Um, and then figure out how can you really use it to even whether it's helping you come up with trending topics at a surface level, um, how to structure a podcast, structure the content, how to shoot the content. Ask AI all these questions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And someone put me on game the other day. A good friend of mine, his name was Aubrey. He was like, ask AI to write the prompts for you.
That's
Right.
deep.
Ask ChatGPT to write the prompt for you. Instead of us going in there writing a prompt, tell ChatGPT to write me a prompt to even use on other platforms, using under editing software, using your pitch making software. You know what I mean? But yeah, really, really tap into AI and how it's being used. And that's what we're doing right now is figure out, okay, what are we missing? You know what I'm saying? Because what are we missing with AI? You know, think about, early 2000s, late 90s when the .com, everything was going to the internet.
Yeah.
People made a lot of money off that shit. This is what we're going to see with AI over the next 5 years, I think. It's the
Nice.
same situation. Like there are billionaires going to be made with AI.
Okay.
The same way.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. I like the sound of that, honestly, because I'm a software developer by trade. That's what I do in the daytime before I come over
Oh
here
yeah, let's
and
go.
do my little nerd talking thing here. So I like the fact that AI is where you say we should be looking as content creators, because the
Yeah.
biggest thing I just took from what you said is the optimization part.
Yes.
Ask the tool which part of this has the best chance of going viral, because I didn't even think
Yes.
about doing something like that.
Yeah.
That's deep.
And I know there's damn, what was that? What was the clipping? There was a platform that we used to use for clips and just like for editing stuff. I can't. Uh, I'm gonna find it. I'll send it to you. But
Okay.
yeah, you literally upload your video. It'll chop clips for you and then let you know which clips have the best chance of going viral.
Nice, nice,
And
nice.
even ask AI like, hey, like ask ChatGPT, hey, I'm sure my podcast is like this. I want it to be like this. I want to have topics like this. How should I frame them? What should I talk about? Who's like understanding who your audience is? My audience is, men and women over the ages of X, Y, and Z. What do they like? What do they gravitate towards to? What do they want to hear? What's informational to them? You know what I'm saying? What would make them laugh, cry, smile, or learn something? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Use it all those ways.
Very nice, very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
How I know being behind the scenes, but you said you used to want to be an entertainer, so you might want to be in front of the camera at some point, maybe. Yes,
hmm
no.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I want to, but it's like a fantasy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's a fantasy until I actually put action to it because I think it's a commitment that's like it's a commitment. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a commitment and it's a shift until I put the action behind it. Because like once you start, you can't stop,
Right.
right? If you want to be successful, you got to think about what you're going to film, what you're going to record, how you're going to put the content out. Um, you got to have even when I was on the news for a minute, remember? And then what was it? What was the pod we had after that? It was the news.
The one that Step was running.
Yeah, what was that shit called? I
Um,
don't know. Safe to say, not
s-
safe to say. Shit, fair to
man,
say,
fair to say, yeah,
fair to
yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
Even these pods that I've been on, like reoccurring, is like, bro, like when I'm on those, it's my whole day is gone. It's just because like you're like in
Yeah,
conversation mode and podcast mode,
yeah,
and you're in this conversation that you're being conscious about. It takes a lot out of you.
it
You know what I
does.
mean?
It does.
And so until I'm ready to make that commitment, I'm not. It's
No,
a fantasy.
I feel you. I
You
feel
know
you.
what I
Until you
mean?
can be consistent, right? You don't want to jump into,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you want to jump into something and bite off more than I can chew. And I'm focusing on what we're building now. Some goals that we have, um, that I'm really excited about.
nice, nice. Where can people contact you if they want to follow you and stay up to date on what's going on?
Instagram,
IG. Jack Young. Is it Jack Young
Yeah.
86?
Yeah, Jack King 86, man. Follow me on Instagram, man. Hit
Nice.
me, DM me. I'll respond.
So you turning 40 this year or what?
Yeah, I'm turning 40, bro. Next
Wow.
month. Shit's sad.
February.
Here's
All
gray
right,
hair.
sad. That's a beautiful thing, man. 40?
Yeah, man. It's
Yeah,
getting
man.
it's not sad. I'm busting around. But yeah, no, it is. It is.
That's fire,
Yeah.
man. Hey, well, if I don't talk to you before then, or I don't DM you, or I don't know what day it is exactly, hey, happy birthday, man. Happy 40th.
Thank you, bro.
Y'all gonna do something
I
big? You gonna
appreciate
do
that.
something big or what?
I'm gonna try. I got some friends coming in town, which I don't know what to do. That's the
Okay.
thing. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna
Okay.
figure it out. We're gonna do. We're gonna sit at my house chilling. We all gonna
Yeah.
be together. You know what I mean?
Hey, you tapped in with Grand Cormino, so at least you got to have a bottle of that going.
I'm gonna have a case. That's a good point. I need a
Yeah.
case.
Yeah. Shout out to
Yeah.
that. Shout out to that, man. Well, shout out. I appreciate you for coming on. Love the business name. Love what y'all are doing. Love everything about
Thanks,
Black
bro.
collaboration, and because this is a collection of business people coming together to
Yeah.
do business together.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
there's no better example of what could be, first of all, on the West Coast, but probably in all of podcasting except for the Black
Yeah.
Effect out there on the Charlemagne and them. So it's like
Yeah.
Charlemagne and Fig Munity. You don't see any other collaboration that's that big.
Yeah.
85 Network, they do a lot of collabing,
Yep.
but there's only
Yeah.
a few.
They're doing their thing. I love
Yeah.
those guys, man. And shout out to all the pods that are popping up, doing their thing.
Hmm.
From the upper echelons of Joe Budden and all them down to whoever's just started. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Go
Yeah.
for it.
I love Black
Yeah.
collaboration. I appreciate you for coming on, man.
Yep.
And I'll let you know when we put this out, chop it up, edit it up, and get the clips going. Shout out to the clip channels too, man. The clip channels keep
Yeah.
everything
Shout
up and
out.
moving.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Let
All
me
right.
know, man. Keep me posted.
All right, Jack. Thank you.
All right.
All right, y'all. So we really appreciate what Jack brought to this whole thing, man. Y'all, if you missed something, go back and watch again. If you didn't learn anything the first time watching it, go back and watch it again. If you are thinking about jumping into content creation, go back and watch it again. I'll probably watch it 3-4 times myself. I'm not even joking. Shout out to Jack. Shout out to Fig Munity. Shout out to Heather, Terrell, all of the creators out there on the West Coast he worked with, Six, Swag Boy Q, everybody that's under the Greenwood umbrella. Shout out to them, man. Please make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you comment your thoughts below. Make sure you do the survey in the description if you have time to. And please share the video if you get a chance to. We out of here, man. Easy.